This is Off the Break Podcast, presented by Silver Screen Insider.
Welcome to Off the Break Podcast, your podcast dedicated to the current movie theater news, operations, and insights from the people that book the movies. With me is Kyle.
Hello.
And Ken.
Good afternoon.
And I'm Cody. Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Somebody's feeling saucy today. She's awake. She's
I'm
revitalized.
saucy for a number of reasons today. One of them is that I'm hitting the sauce.
Whoa. But that'll be everybody's secret, though.
It's Friday, baby. It's Friday.
Time to party.
It's Friday. The bosses are out of the office. We're having an office beer for our podcast. It makes the podcast so much more fun.
Exactly. This is the looser part of the office
Yeah.
hours, so might as well enjoy it.
Yep.
We're going to do some Coke later and get things crazy.
No, crossed a line.
Okay.
What kind of office do you work in?
His office space is much different than mine.
Yeah.
My headspace and office space are much different right now. I shouldn't have taken it beforehand.
Oh, no. Well, today we have actually quite a few little news tidbits. It's like the production side of the industry is starting to ramp back up. So there's some fun little announcements with some upcoming product. We can go over the release schedule again, and then just what is the booking strategy moving forward?
That's a good question.
What do we do?
We'll let you know in a minute.
What do we do? So, I guess let's just get into the releases, where they're at, sitting currently on the release schedule. And I in no way think that this is going to stick. So they take this for what for what it's worth, what you think.
Just wait for 3 p.m. on Friday.
Yeah.
It always changes every Friday.
So by the
Right.
time we finish airing this, something might change.
Something might change. But as of right now, Unhinged moved to July 31st. Still going to be the first one out of the gate. Then Tenet is moved to August 12th, which is a Wednesday opening. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, that keeps surprising me too.
I keep thinking it's the 7th because it's in that week.
Yeah.
Then Mulan maybe I shouldn't have beers while we do this. Mulan moved to August 21st. So it's near the end of August. Bill and Ted 3 moved to August 28th. Broken Hearts Gallery moved to August 7th. St. Maud moved tentatively to August 7th, but they're pretty wishy on that. And Without Remorse moved to February of 2021.
Ugh, that one hurts.
Does it?
I was excited for that one. You know, they always have great production on the Tom Clancy movies, and it's Michael B. Jordan in another action role, and you were going to see both sides. You were going to see Just Mercy, where he's thoughtful and contemplative and trying to outthink the enemy while doing his regular action things. And I was really excited for it. I thought it was a perfect October movie, and then February movie.
Well,
yeah, same with me.
Well,
I love Michael B. Jordan.
It might not be a bad move, as the summer product will probably eventually land in October, and so they're just pushing everything back.
Yeah,
So
more of the same.
Yep. So I guess I get asked a lot, are these going to be the dates? And I thought we were pretty strong in July, but things were looking really positive then. The cases were going down. More places were opening up. I was like, this might really happen for us. But then the virus took a turn. There was a lot more cases in the primary markets of New York and LA. And with New York and LA shutting down, I just don't think any film company is going to release anything without those two markets. So we have to take it a wait and see approach, but are those markets really going to open up by August, given the amount of cases and the backpedaling we've had to do there? I don't think so.
Yeah, we were starting to flatten the curve, and now it looks like Cardi B.
Yeah. A lot of junk in that trunk. So
The loose episode, everyone. It's a party.
It is a party. So
With the Cardi B references.
if they move out of August, then we're probably looking at September, October.
And even that's still wishful thinking. I mean, basically, I think theaters need to accept that summer time for the movie season is not going to happen, and they're just going to have to hope that something sticks by this fall.
Right.
Which even still, it's a wait and see approach. We just don't know, but that's just the best case scenario right now.
So yeah, so what do you do in the meantime if you're now looking at another 4 or 5 weeks of repertory product, maybe possibly more, maybe 8 weeks of repertory product if they moved it back into September? And I just don't know what to do, because while the repertory was fun and it did do okay when people first got out of the house, I think all that pressure to get out and experience things has waned. It's been released. I don't see people now choosing to go to Jurassic Park or Back to the Future or any of those again. And also at the same time, you've got so much more competition. There's so many more theaters opening up, playing the exact same thing. And now you've got these other entrants into the marketplace, including any any building that thinks they can put up a tarp on the side and be like, I'm a drive-in. And we're seeing that with Walmart now.
Yeah.
Walmart announced with Tribeca Film Fest that they're going to do a series on the side of Walmart buildings. And that just to me is so gross. I mean, I'm just so disgusted by that. It just takes away from the experience of an actual drive-in, a drive-in that has wood screen and is always meant to be a drive-in and is just not. I mean, who wants to go hang out in a Walmart parking lot? Like, ugh.
No, it takes away from the people that are doing, that have made this their life and have committed all this time and energy
and
money to this, to opening and maintaining a drive-in
and providing a great movie experience in a legitimate movie viewing place. And I don't begrudge indoors for putting something on the outside of their buildings, because they're still like, you go there and you still experience movie and you still buy concessions.
It's still someone running a theater.
Yeah, it's still a theater.
Doing theater things.
So that one I don't mind.
Yeah.
But just any of these people that are like, I've got a pasture and I'm going to put up a screen, or I've got
a Walmart
now. Let's go down to the Walmarts and watch us a movie. It just is awful. It's just so awful.
It dilutes the product. It ruins the experience. So if someone's going to their first drive-in movie, they could possibly see it at a Walmart.
The Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the audiences may think that's a good idea because they themselves have probably never been to a drive-in. So they're like, this is what I'm going to finally get that experience. But I promise those people, you're not going to get that same experience. I've been lucky enough to be in a real drive-in once or twice. And this is the age I'm talking about, where I'm much younger and haven't had that experience as much, but it's so much more worth it than being in a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah, are we going to go around the back of the Walmarts?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Walmart's scary enough. And then to go in
the parking lot is scary enough.
Then you had the parking lot, and then you had the behind the Walmart parking lot.
Exactly.
Yuck.
Yeah,
Yuck.
I'm not sure what this does. I appreciated that Tribeca jumped in the ring and spent the money to put their name on it, but they're not promoting film festival movies.
No.
Nobody's tying Tribeca into any of this. They're not going to play a series of art short films
In the Walmart parking lot.
No.
Nobody's going to come see that. So they're going to play
You're going to see a Saint Maud in the Walmart parking lot.
Yeah, they're playing the same stuff that we're playing at ours, but
they're playing Jurassic Park and Back to the Future and all the films that we're already trying to scrounge what little bit we can get out of them. And here comes Walmart in. Come to my parking lot.
Or they'll go into the $5 DVD bin in the Walmart, be like, this is what we'll play. Just dig in deep and find that.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It's like, what is this industry coming to? It's just leeches trying to leech off the one good experience that's keeping the industry afloat right now, drive-in movie theaters. And everybody just is trying to get their hands on that, and it's just really sad how that's taken a turn.
We kind of joked at the beginning of this that there was a possibility for there to be 2,000 new drive-ins by the end of the summer.
Yeah, but I didn't think there'd be Walmart parking
No,
lots.
I
it would
didn't
be
think so
legit.
either.
Yeah.
But there's a reality that there's going to be 2,000 drive-ins, and then if the numbers go down and people are out more, all of a sudden there's going to be this huge loss of revenue for all these places that thought this was a thing.
Yep.
That opened up this summer, made some money, and then nobody's going back to these drive-ins because there's actual drive-ins and theaters open to compete with.
Yep.
Right now, they're not competing with anybody.
No, and I think a lot of them are fly-by-night. They know they're temporary. They're just trying to get what little money they can. out of the situations. And I wish they would just leave it alone. I mean, I know that's very wishful thinking, but just stay the hell out of our industry.
Yeah, I mean, just goes to show you that companies such as these, if they see something to take advantage of, they're going to go ahead and do it. And
we already had to
smart move.
We had to fight with home theaters and streaming, and now
we don't
premium VOD. We're not equipped to fight Walmart.
We're already beaten down enough. Walmart cut us some slack here.
But if it was Target, Cody would love the idea.
No,
I love going to Target.
I would appreciate a Target a lot more than a Walmart.
That parking lot is much less sketchy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me started on Kmart parking lots.
But it's still if their Kmart parking lots still exist.
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm sure they're all dead by now.
If it was a Lowe's, then they could probably build their own screen. They
would build it with their own hands the right way.
Yeah.
So now that you've played all of the Universal classics, and you've played Harry Potter's, and you've
played them all,
DC
baby.
superheroes, and Lord of the Rings, and Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
What's left? What are you going to book this week?
Oh, my gosh.
I've been seing more Disney titles kind of popping up.
Yeah,
Has that been the new trend?
So Disney came out and made available about 12 titles. They're 3 a week for 4 weeks, and you can only play them those weeks. But it's just nice to get something from Disney. So
yeah,
beggars can't be choosers here. They're a little random. It's like just Empire Strikes Back,
real random,
and Force Awakens.
It's stuff from the past 4 years.
Yeah,
basically, at least from what I've seen.
I had a whole intro for Empire, and you put that out there.
Yeah.
Coming the week of 7/10.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
I'm actually kind of excited. That one's going this week or next week. So
some anniversary,
on the 10th.
probably.
I think it's a 40th anniversary.
Okay.
Yeah, 1980, 2020, 40 years.
Okay, cool.
Feel so old. I didn't. That one is the only one out of everything that I want to see in the theaters that was before my time. Then I'm like, that's a theater movie that I really want to see in the theaters. So
I would love to be able to do that.
Greatest Showman played, and that's a good theater movie for families. That was
clearly
probably our best grossing across for the Disney stuff, but we're not blowing the doors off with any of these.
No, none of this is going to blow the doors off anything. What else would we play? We're kind of scraping the barrel. Basically, what we had found was that well-known nostalgic movies were doing the best. Something that's like people could look at and be like, "Oh, I kind of want to see that in a theater, and I know it's good."
But if you're a theater that does on a pre-COVID opening weekend for films, a $10,000 gross, if you break 1,000 with any of these titles, you are very lucky.
You're doing good.
Very lucky.
It just part of the issue is that you're doing discount tickets. So you're not, the few people that are coming, you're getting less out of them. The hope is that they buy concessions so that the ticket thing is fine. So it's not bad to see low grosses. That doesn't necessarily translate to low foot traffic. So we should kind of keep that in mind when we're discussing it. But I just think what we're seeing is diminishing grosses week after week. And so you're just getting less and less people. And each week you're changing out the movies, so it's not like you're holding on to certain films and they're not doing good. You're just people overall just aren't coming out as much, and that's kind of you can kind of think about it because it's summer and people are getting busy and there's outdoor activities and stuff.
Plus, the new spikes of COVID is also probably getting people worried again, so they're trying to stay home as well.
Well, now we've got a few states that have reversed course and shut down theaters again, and so we had a few locations shut down this week, and then we had some people that just looked at 5 more weeks of repertory and just couldn't stomach it, and they also closed down.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of hoping that these titles would at least buy us time until July for when this new product comes out, but now it's just becoming more difficult to keep playing those titles for even longer of a period, especially if we keep pushing these newer titles back.
They were always supposed to be temporary.
Yeah.
And now they're turning into main attraction stuff, and they're not. They were never going to be that way. So it just takes a lot more marketing on the theater's part, but
more creativity. Somehow.
No amount of marketing right now is going to make people want to come see 30-year-old movies. It's just a tough thing.
And like you said, 2 weeks ago, it's going to dilute the market for these films moving forward. It has to.
Yep. I don't know. And it's like, what do you play after the most well-known stuff? I mean, in Disney, to their credit, did allow some films, but nothing in a series, nothing that you could build on week after week, nothing could really market it.
Yeah, no, to see, you would think with Disney, with the ultimate catalog, as far as the last 20 years, 30 years, you could put something together that was really exciting.
Yeah.
That could really reopen theaters in a big way.
At first I was, but they're not doing that.
They're not
doing that. We should just say they're not doing that. And that's very frustrating. They are definitely protecting their streaming service, which is what Disney does. So I'm not giving them a ton of credit, but what I found frustrating in the beginning was Warner's was doing their tier things. So you only had access to certain films. But now I'm actually really thankful that they did that, because we didn't breeze through the best of the films and we got a little access to some new ones now, middle of July, that no one else has played anywhere. So so it's kind of like fresh product, not really, but some of the things that they've added are like Matrix movies and Blade Runner and Mad Max. And so there's a little bit a bump in there. To play Matrix would be something that I would maybe definitely play the first one. I don't know if you would do the whole series.
No, probably not. I mean, the first one is probably going to be your best bet, but unless we would promote in some way as a series,
but I think
as like some sort of special event for the theater, then it could work.
Overall, what theaters really need to do is really look at hours of operation, like really cut back. Now is the time to cut back. I know there's a lot of people that opened up and thought they needed to have all their screens and multiple show times, and you don't need to do that. You just really could just be fine just being open Friday, Saturday, 2 show times, and matinee and an evening.
2 show times and alternating those theaters so you can do what you need to do as far as sanitizing and taking extra time.
Yeah, but when you're trickling in 50 people max, it's too much. It's too much opportunity and not enough demand for it. So just pull back the hours. First step is pulling back your hours of operation, and then we'll seeing how that does to the grosses and the operation expenses versus, what you're getting off tickets and concession. And if that doesn't match up, you got to really think about closing down again.
Yeah, again, we don't like to say that.
No, I don't want anybody to, but I also don't want them paying to be open. No one wants that either. You gotta try and make sure that weirdly you kind of have to stay open by maybe having to close. But again, we're saying worst case scenario as of now. So because the product just isn't there.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows? Even with these new release changes, like we don't know for sure if that's going to change. Like it's very possible, like we said, at 3:00 soon, or even like next week, it could all push back again.
Warner's told us no advance tickets. You cannot even post showtimes for sale stuff because it just doesn't know if it's going to be that weekend, and they don't want you pre-selling a lot of tickets and then having to refund people because it looks bad on everybody's part. So that just tells you right there that those dates aren't set in stone by any means.
And that'll just be easier on theaters too. Like the last thing theaters need is people complaining to them about like buying tickets, but there's no movie for it.
Right.
So it just makes sense for everyone.
Yeah, we always say best practices are seats, alcohol, beer, and wine. But number one, which we knew but never noted, is product.
Right.
You got to have the movie. Even if you're not the nicest theater in town, you've got to have number 1 and number 2 every week.
We've always been a product-driven industry, and it's always revolved around the content in the movies. And when they say like, oh, theater going is going downhill, I think that has a direct correlation to the types of films that they're putting in theaters. And, but you still need it. You still need the new stuff. You still need new good stories. And we're just not obviously getting any of that right now, but it's there. It's on the horizon. It hasn't moved completely off the release schedule, so that's good. So there's some positive there.
And it hasn't gone to streaming, unlike The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aaron Sorkin's very anticipated movie. He wrote it as well as directed it. Second time directing. Great cast. Has like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Mark Rylance, a bunch of other people. I think Michael Keaton's in it too. And it was going to be very good movie to watch in theaters. And then Paramount decided, you know what? Instead of releasing this, let's sell it to Netflix for some money. And now I'm sad. I am very sad about this
I'm
one.
not surprised Paramount did this. When you're looking at the release schedule, they didn't have a super huge strong title except for Quiet Place.
Yeah.
And when they moved SpongeBob out of Paramount's distribution to Viacom, I was like, oh, they're reshuffling. I think they're trying to cut expenses or.
It's just to get things off the books and get as close to that zero total for production as you can, especially when we've spent major money at marketing these.
Right.
So there's a way to try to get themselves whole as far as the budget spent on the movie. But if you're Netflix right now, you've got to be lowballing every one of these places for these movies because you know everything's on the table.
Well, that's what I'm curious about. I'm seeing only Paramount so far making sure to sell their products to different people.
Sony sold Greyhound to
right, Sony
Apple.
did do that's right. So I'm curious if that's not it for Sony either. I'm wondering if Paramount's going to keep selling stuff, if Sony's going to be next and selling more of their stuff.
Sony
I'm kind of getting nervous
really
about
have anything.
everything's pushed to 2021.
They have Broken Hearts Gallery coming up, but I would be really surprised if they didn't also sell that. Like, I'm surprised that's the one. They sold Greyhound and didn't, and kept Broken Hearts Gallery. I would have totally kept Greyhound. I mean, it had Tom Hanks. He had just survived COVID himself. Like, he is amazing at promoting the films. He's well liked in the industry. Like, why wouldn't they have kept Greyhound?
Because Apple sold it for $120 million.
That's
right?
the one that Apple wanted to buy. Nobody wants Broken Hearts Gallery.
Yeah. I mean, Amazon Prime got My Spy from STX, but they don't even want Broken Hearts Gallery, or at least not yet anyway. But
yeah, that could be it too.
Yeah, I'm just getting worried that these relatively smaller studios, distributors, as compared to like a Warner's and a Disney, are gonna really start getting desperate and start selling like big stuff as a last case scenario. I don't think that's really going to happen, but I do have that worry now after seeing them selling bigger stuff from Lovebirds to SpongeBob to now an Aaron Sorkin movie. Like, I don't know.
That's been
it's
our
making
worry.
me question that.
That's been our worry since
Yeah.
the streaming battles really took off. When Disney announced, that was always our worry that this was
we
going to
thought
happen.
If you listen back to older podcasts, we've talked about how is it going to affect? Is it going to take away movies? No. Is it going to shut down theaters? No. What streaming is going to do is siphon product away from theaters, and that's exactly what we're seeing now.
Yeah, and at times it's fine to siphon it if you can kind of tell like it just wasn't going to be helpful for theaters, no matter if it's like an indie movie or like a mid-tier movie, but you just don't want to have it happen to Blockbusters. I'm just worried that Paramount and Sony will get to that point of feeling like they have to in order to
Universal.
make up. And I don't think Universal... I don't trust Universal very much anymore.
I wouldn't trust Universal at all at this point.
But that's a good point too. Like, I'm worried that it's going to get to that point to make up for 2020 if things don't get back to at least some sort of normal, that's going to happen, which I do not want to have happen.
We've, from the beginning of this, we always said like Wonder Woman was going to be the one that told us where we were at moving forward. And now that it's moved back, we're further from having an idea of where we're actually going to be at.
I was upset over SpongeBob, and it sounds silly, but it was just SpongeBob was a middle grade film that families could go to. Families would great for the theaters because they buy lots of concessions. So while it wasn't going to be a huge film nationally, it would have played super well in our locations, and it would have added to the momentum. It was Tenet, and then it was Mulan, and then it was SpongeBob, and then it was Wonder Woman, and it was like this momentum built, and you got kind of jump started back into things, and now that's gone, and everything got pushed back and further between each film. And
summer may now start in August, or at least hopefully we'll start in August.
Hopefully, or we may not have a summer, and the release schedule may not get started in earnest till September or October. I'm kind of my money's on October.
I don't think that's far-fetched.
after kids go back to school and we find out if they're going to be physically in school or if we're remote learning again. There's just too many variables.
No,
with
it could easily be
public
October
policy
before
right now.
we see an 8-figure gross out of anybody
Yeah.
for a single title anyway.
Yeah. But I think once we get into, if it is September and October, then it's going to be like bam, 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 because there's so much product just condensing into those, into September, October, November, and December. Like
That's
it's
why,
just condensing.
That's why Without Remorse got moved to February, unfortunately, because they saw that it's getting squished now into October, and they can't compete with that.
No.
And it's just going to be a fight for screens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
and
rest of the year.
we haven't gotten any policies, so I still can't tell you if they're going to want more than the traditional 2 weeks minimum. I am guessing that they will, because A24 has come out and tentatively asked for 4 weeks on St. Maud, given, you know, your capacity restrictions and stuff. And so, I mean, most places will probably hold these films anyways that long because there's nothing else to play. But
Yeah.
But it sets this new precedent where if you, because you have to agree because you need it on screen. Yeah, I'll take Mulan for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
That's not out of the possibility.
Especially if you're operating at 50% capacity.
Mm-hmm.
You can't argue that you'll do all your business in the first couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, if A24 is asking for that, I'm not going to be shocked at all if Disney and Warner Bros. Are going to be asking for that. That just makes, like, why would they not?
Yeah. So that'll be interesting, but they can't even settle on a release date yet, so they haven't even gotten to that part of
And as it's getting
negotiations.
And as it's getting more and more condensed for the rest of 2020, even if they ask for those 5 weeks, that's not going to be possible because it's all going to be squished into those last couple of months.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So can we talk about some happy things for a minute?
Okay, I'm down.
Okay, Cody, close your eyes.
Okay.
You're at a cabin in the mountains.
Oh.
Snow is falling around you.
Oh, do I have something in that toasty to drink? And is there fire?
I say there's a cold beer in your right hand.
Okay, nice. I can literally feel that.
A nice fire in the mountains. You hear a knock at the door. You open the door. There's a magical snowman standing in front of the door,
Yeah?
voiced by Jason Momoa.
Does he look like Jason Momoa?
No, he looks like a snowman.
Does the snowman
does
look
he-
like Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
He's just a shredded snowman.
Yeah. Booyah. Or whatever he says in Aquaman. Yeah, so we paint that picture because that is not far from possible because I guess Warner Bros. Is going to try and make a CGI live-action Frosty the Snowman movie with Jason Momoa as the voice of Frosty. And I am so on board with this. I have not realized that these were my hopes and dreams, but now they have been answered. So
Well,
thank you, Warner Bros.
Jason Momoa has a lot of energy and enthusiasm.
Yeah.
So I think that'll translate really well, especially if Frosty looks like him.
If
Just a
Frosty
general
looks like
shape.
him.
A sultry, sexy snowman.
I just hope it's not
6'5", you know?
I just don't want it to be as frightening as Jack Frost with Michael Keaton as a snowman. Have you guys seen that one at
No.
all?
Kyle's
Oh,
tried so hard to squeeze this Michael Keaton thing in here. Go ahead, Kyle.
No. Like that honest to God, like that was my first thought, and then my second thought was this sounds amazing.
Michael Keaton.
I'm
Michael
in.
Keaton. So Michael Keaton is possibly going to play Batman again.
Oh, are we done with talking about Jason Momoa?
No, I don't care about either story.
Okay.
I love.
I would.
Hurry up and
Is
melt the
Frosty
snowman.
gonna have like tattoos and throw an axe, drink a beer?
throwing
I would be
chairs
really
around.
down for this movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't care what type of
Yeah.
Christmas movie it is, action, comedy, romance. Sign me up.
I would like
You
to
got my
see
ticket.
a reimagining of Frosty the Snowman.
He's only melted by body heat.
Uh-oh.
which is not good if he's going to be as handsome as we're thinking he is.
Yes. Handsome is the word I'd go with.
Exactly. Totally.
Just like Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton is a good-looking man. Which brings us to the next topic.
Kyle is not excited about it at all.
Actually, I'm not excited about this one.
Oh.
So there's a report going around that Michael Keaton is in talks to become Batman again for the upcoming Flash movie, because apparently the Flash movie is going to delve into multiverses with like different interpretations of characters, and they want Michael Keaton to be a part of that. And I think that's very dumb.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I love Michael Keaton as Batman, but I'm fine with him being in his 80s movies corner while, like, we have this new superhero movies regime going on. I don't need, like, crossover type stuff.
Who would you like
for
to
that.
see as Batman?
Robert Pattinson.
No.
Ben Affleck.
No, they were already Batmans. This is a new Batman.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Everybody's going to get to play Batman at this point if they're going to put out 2 Batman movies a year for the foreseeable future.
I mean, that's not far from true. No, I don't know. I think it's...
Paul Dano plays the Riddler
as
Batman.
He rips off his mask. It's me, Batman. No, I just think this is kind of dumb, especially doing that for like the Flash's first movie. I just don't need large multiverse story at all. I just want...
It takes the focus away from Flash and puts it on these like other characters.
Yeah, and I don't even know anything about this interpretation of Flash. Like, Joss Whedon's Justice League movie did nothing for me with that character. And that may change when Zack Snyder has his Justice League movie coming out.
Right.
So I'd rather have like a small story like Shazam focusing on that over Michael Keaton, Batman, multiverse type stuff. I'm just not here for it.
We should do a Facebook post about who your Batman would be if it wasn't Michael Keaton or Val Kilmer or
I think
I still love Keaton's Batman.
Yeah.
What?
Who are you thinking?
I'm just seeing how I could be Batman. I think I could pull it off.
You don't have the clef in your chin. You can never be Batman.
I definitely don't have that, but I would get one surgically installed if it was required to be Batman.
As a Hollywood actor does.
Yeah.
They have that surgically added.
Just
when
put
playing
that
Batman.
on there and just put a big Jay Leno chin on the front.
That's what you need. You need a strong jaw for the cowl. I want Jason Momoa to be Batman.
Aquaman as Batman.
As Batman.
Kyle and I vote for Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, I'm down.
Oh, that would be a good one.
I mean, there was those rumors that Michael B. Jordan might be Superman, the future movie. Like, this was a year or two ago, but I want him as any superhero.
Yeah, who else was floating around as Batman? Was it?
It was Nicholas Hoult, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I take Nicholas Hoult.
Wasn't there an Idris Elba floating around there at one point,
was
or was that
Bond.
James Bond?
I think that was James
Bond.
Bond. Yeah.
I would love to see him go way off the wall here.
Oh yeah.
Jonah Hill as Batman.
Well, I got my Keaton story out of the way. Ken, do you have a story that you want to talk about?
They have finally announced casting for the movie of whenever they release it.
2021?
Or 22, or whenever they finally do make the Kurt Warner biopic. I am so in.
Yeah.
An Iowa boy, grocery store clerk, turns Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer, Kurt Warner. I am so down for this.
Oh my gosh.
Well, what are you down for? Who's going to be playing him?
Oh, I can't believe they actually picked somebody from Hollywood. It should have just been Kurt Warner. 'Cause
Only Kurt Warner to
Maybe
Kurt
they
Warner.
should just go to Iowa grocery stores and find the next Kurt Warner to be in the movie.
he's so humble. He's probably still there stocking shelves because he doesn't want to let anybody down.
He felt bad for leaving them to go win a Super Bowl.
So they picked Zachary Levi. They picked the most handsome person they could
He
because
is
this
very
is what
handsome.
Yeah.
Hollywood does. Let's get a really handsome guy. Blah blah blah.
Is he too old?
I saw a picture of him next to Kurt Warner, and he actually looks kind of close. Like, that's as close to casting as you can get.
Is
What doesn't
older though? Too old?
Kurt Warner?
No, to play a young Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner all he has to do is shave his beard.
Oh.
Do a little HGH. He could be out there in no time.
I mean, that or de-aging technology. We got that in our back pocket
yeah.
now.
Just in case.
Netflix has that.
True. Just try and get that from
Everybody has
Netflix.
it. Yeah.
Steal it from them.
No, it's a great story. Growing up in Iowa, it was one of those feel-good stories that you were around somebody who ascended from nothing to this great plane, and so it's exciting that they're doing it and doing it with somebody modern, somebody you can relate to.
I'm glad you brought it up because I didn't have any idea who Kurt Warner was. And I thought, I'll tell you who I thought it was because I knew nothing about the story. I thought it had the guy who wrote Sons of Anarchy. I'm like, why are they making a movie about that guy? What is his name?
Kurt something. Not
Yeah.
Kurt Warner.
Okay, well,
I was gonna say, is it happen to be the same name? I don't know.
yeah. But that's who I thought we were originally talking about. I'm like, oh, that's why Ken's so excited. He liked that show.
And then he started mentioning Super Bowls and football.
Iowa, and I'm like, what? What is this? So off.
They don't allow tattoos in Iowa.
Yeah.
Motorcycles.
No.
So yes, I'm very excited for this. I think it's an okay casting for Hollywood doing what they do and multi-picture deals they have with people where they have to put them in movies. It's fine. You know, I would like to see somebody
unknown.
And I would
Humble
like
beginnings.
I would like to see somebody that probably actually played football or knows differences in.
I love me a Midwest gentleman, so I'd like to see any humble man from the Midwest.
Yeah, speaking of that, if they're thinking of recasting this, I know a guy that would be perfect for this role.
I'm sure they were second on the list, Ken.
Yeah. I know. I didn't get a call back.
It's okay.
I did get an audition, but no call back.
Oh, you're tall enough.
Ken could pull it off. No problem.
Yeah, mostly because there's a helmet involved for 75% of the movie.
They wouldn't even tell anyway.
Once they start shooting movies and masks are required to be on screen, I'll be perfect for all these roles.
Perfect for Kurt Warner, Batman.
Yeah, Batman, so they cover my eyes and my hair, and then the mask over the middle of my face. It'd be perfect. You could definitely pull that off.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like future Batman, where you're just all covered.
Yeah. Then I don't have to work out or anything. It'll be great.
Yeah. Dad bod Batman.
Dad bought Batman. So did we have any classic movie corners to talk about?
We
womp womp.
Womp womp. I don't have anything because I was on vacation
Yeah.
and didn't have access. And then this week was just crazy with theater closures. So
She was reminded and she skipped it.
I was not reminded at all by looking at the rental on the TV. But I think Kyle got a film done.
Yeah, Super Troopers. I was told to
Yes.
watch Super Troopers.
How was that, Super Troopers?
An American-Canadian classic.
Yeah. Did you go across the border for some French fries and gravy?
No, but I should have. That sounds delicious.
Poutine.
Sadly, I didn't get into this one, and I was really hoping
Kyle.
to. I just didn't think it was as funny as I've heard it was.
Really?
I don't know what it was. Yeah. It wasn't bad by any means. I enjoyed it.
Maybe you needed to be surrounded by like college bros and like be high or something, and then it's just amazing.
I mean, sure, that is very possible.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't.
Maybe
That sounds about right
maybe you're
at that
too
point.
old
to
and
see
mature for this movie to enjoy it for the first time.
No, for
Darn
Cody,
maturity.
for Cody and I, it came around in our formative years. So we
Yeah.
had this. We had, the Judd Apatow movies coming in. So it kind of set the tone for our humor, where it's just consistent one-liners versus setting up a joke that takes 5 minutes to.
Yeah.
Right. The one-liners are so good, and there's a reason why everybody quotes them. I just was having like 5 run through my head right now. You didn't think the first part where it's like where they're high on the drugs
We're
in the
doing
back
the repeater.
and he does the thing like, you boys like Mexico.
I mean, I can easily see why that is funny to some people. I don't know. I just was not able to.
Oh my God.
I just was
Kyle's
not
sitting
able
there
to.
beating
Yeah.
his head against the wall. He's like, "Why am I watching this?"
It wasn't even me beating my head against the wall as compared to like Three Musketeers. Like, it is a good movie. I don't know. I just was not able to laugh along with it as much as I wanted to.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I thought for sure
I'm
that would
shocked.
I thought for sure that would be the one where I'm like, okay, there's a good pick.
So
I will
what-
like it.
What did you like? Not
It
funny.
just
Did
I
you
honestly
find anything
didn't strike a
funny?
chord.
Or
Yeah, I just think it's not striking a chord with the type of humor it was. Like, it.
So
it,
what
it
is
just,
your type of humor then? What do you think is
I don't know.
hilarious?
I don't know.
Duck
Humor's
soup?
tough.
If not,
Via the Marx Brothers.
it's not a
or-
man and a bear doing it suit.
That part was kind of funny. I'll give that part
I
that.
mean, come on. He's
No,
in plaid and everything.
Is the plaid making a difference?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it adds the ensemble.
Okay, well,
Fair
speaking
enough.
of torturing Kyle, what's the next title for this week?
Man. Well, I don't know if you don't like Super Troopers. You're killing me,
Is
Kyle.
that the reason why? Look at the list again.
Yeah.
Look at the list of bad movies.
There is a lot of bad
But that's what I'm
movies you are not going to enjoy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I thought Super Troopers was gonna be the one.
You thought that was gonna break through for
Yeah.
you, and you and Cody were gonna have this great connection and be like, we're movie buddies now.
Yeah.
We can talk about movies now.
That's what I wanted, and I wasn't
No.
able to.
No.
I like that this is the one where Cody's like, I don't know what to
thought
do.
This for sure would be the
Yeah.
one, and then I could go, if you liked it, then I would make you watch Beer Fest, and then I
mean,
had
it's still
others.
possible I'll find something with that
You think-
within that
do
era.
you think
funny,
Kyle would
but-
like Strange Brew?
No,
Is it
no. If he didn't like
Super Troopers?
Strange Brew, was like the great grandfather
Of
of Super Troopers.
I enjoyed it.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's I don't know difference in types of comedy. I guess I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Do we
Okay,
have a choice for her?
I was
No.
going through the list, and I was gonna pick
I've
a slow
hit
one.
that list.
I was gonna pick a slow one to go along with Saving Private Ryan. And
Oh my god, that Saving Private Ryan will never die.
no, lots of people die in the first 5 minutes. There's lots of dead people.
Oh, the 20 minutes. Whew.
Yeah, brutal.
Wow.
Yeah, it ends the action teaser on Saving Private Ryan ends with a flamethrower, just like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's when you know you finally can take a breath.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna pick something slow, something Stanley Kubrick, possibly in 2001: A Space Odyssey, because I want to rewatch that. I think that's probably a nice mellow one. I was shocked that Alien wasn't on the list.
That's a bit surprising. Yeah.
I thought for sure, just because of the technology and the writing and all the jump surprises that you get out of it. I know there's very few horror movies or thrillers that are really real thrillers that are on there. But then I was like, oh, I really want to rewatch Aliens now that there's a James Cameron podcast documentary that I listened to, and I was really excited about that. Wasn't on the list. Shocking.
I mean, we can still tell her to watch it, but
Neither was Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but that was my own personal choice. Okay, Cody, what do you have for Kyle?
I was thinking Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
okay.
Have you seen that one?
I have not.
Okay, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
The
At
end,
their peak.
The end of
Yep.
Benifer.
The end of
End of Benifer, start of Bully.
When you say Benifer, I think of Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
Okay, so what was theirs?
Yeah, they were together. I forgot they were together at one
Yeah,
point.
and they did
Yeah.
Geely.
Yeah, they met at Geely. Or they did Geely.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. In that era between, what'd you say, Benifer and Bully? I said Bully. Anyway.
Yeah, so let's try Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Okay. And then for you, it's 2001?
Then I'm going
She's going hard in the paint
hard.
after that.
Yeah.
You haven't already?
No, I've been trying to take it easy on you.
Three Musketeers?
That is so good. I don't know
It's
why.
so
you
not.
don't like it.
Okay, so we'll take suggestions for Cody's second feature on our Facebook page. Put it on the podcast
Maybe.
post. We want something brutal off this list to get off. You got to watch them all.
No.
So you got to get it. You got to get rid of it.
No.
So the
I
most
was
brutal
thinking-
AFI 100 movie
How
you've got.
about American Graffiti or
Saving Private Ryan is a great movie. That's a great one
or
that you will actually
the
enjoy.
original Rocky, because I like Rocky 4.
Dun, 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 dun. Well, you sold me on Rocky, so still put up requests. We'll put them on next week when she doesn't watch either one of these movies.
Okay, Rocky or Saving. Is it Rocky or Saving Private Ryan?
Both. You have 2 this week.
You're killing me.
All right. I don't make the rules for this. Ken
You have
does.
2 this week.
You're killing
I don't make
me.
them. They're handed to me by a more benevolent God than myself.
Cody's still staring at the list, hoping to not watch Saving
hoping
Private Ryan.
to find a romantic comedy.
A less
Yeah.
brutal.
Is there anything with Anna Faris in here? Please, dear God. Anna Faris or Ryan Reynolds, something.
Oh my gosh, Just Friends. Please put Just Friends on there.
That deserves an honorable mention at least.
Just wait, Kyle. It's going to get brutal for you.
Ken,
Well,
I was going
I'm
through
getting
them.
prepared more and more.
I was going through them with Ken last week when we settled on Super Troopers, and he's like, "No, not that one. No, not that one." no, he won't like that one. I'm like,
He was right, but I thought for sure I would like that one.
I know, me too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thought
I'm
maybe-
sorry, Cody.
No.
I failed you on this one.
You did.
Thought for sure we'd have a match on that one. Thought that
Maybe
would be
you
an
just
easy one.
can't bridge the age divide.
It's possible that could be it. I mean, I just didn't
Millennials.
watch it when it first came out or anywhere close to it. So yeah, it could just be that.
I don't know what the exact timeline is, but it feels like it was American Pie, and then that came out.
I like
you know,
American Pie.
after that, and that was like the
Yeah.
next like R-rated. Like you shouldn't watch this, but you're gonna watch this because you're
Yeah.
a teenager.
Yeah.
and this was the next one in that line, along with, like I said, the Judd Apatow movies that kind of fit in there.
Yeah.
kind of created.
Have you
that.
seen Knocked Up? Didn't
Yeah.
we talk about this last time?
Yeah, I think we talked about that like a date or two ago.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I'll watch it again, but
No, I'm just thinking, because Ken, I wanted to assign The Ugly Truth, but Ken said no. He vetoed it.
So,
But it's Gerard
terrible.
Butler and Katherine Heigl.
you're not selling
and
me
the
on
other
those.
selling points are
It's Gerard Butler
I mean,
in a romantic comedy.
no.
Oh,
unless
gosh,
he's
guys.
saving the president or saving his family from an asteroid, hard pass.
Exactly.
How about he's saving hearts left and right?
Is that what that is?
He is. That's part of what he
By-
does it by dishing out the ugly truth advice.
He just gives inappropriate sex advice with his accent. That's all he does.
Ugh.
And then he sexually harasses Katherine Heigl through the entire movie.
Yeah.
It's
No.
not very 2019,
But
2020
probably not very
approved.
Me Too approved.
Yeah, it
But
was
I
made,
still like
it. was
it.
a different time,
It was a
everyone.
different
It was a
time.
different time. They wouldn't make it again. No way.
If I want really sappy, like love story, I'll make you watch P.S. I Love You.
Okay.
You will cry. It's so sad.
You won't cry.
You will cry.
Your
Everyone cries.
your significant other will cry, and you'll be like, "Why are we watching this?" And then you'll push pause, and you'll see you have an hour and 45 minutes left of brutality.
The crying is supposed to be at the end of the movie.
Oh no, it happens throughout the whole movie.
All right, are we done crying today?
Yeah.
Kyle's movies sound so much more fun than my movies.
You
not.
You picked his movies.
I know.
It's your list. We took the American Film Institute's list for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a fun list.
What do those fuddy-duddies know?
They know that Saving
their
Private Ryan is a
White
great
glass
movie.
towers. They need to be down here with the real people, watching the
Admitted-
real movies.
Admittedly, some of them might be dead. It's
Yeah.
been a while.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't seen Alien, and that's why it's not on the list.
That's a tough one. That was a hard one for me. To not have Predator and Alien on the list was just disappointing.
I mean, Alien more so than Predator.
You shut your mouth.
Well, I'm just saying. I like Predator. I'm just saying.
Kyle, you might be losing an ally here.
And I've had it for so long, I can't lose him now.
You've got one friend in this room, and it's not Cody in her list.
Super Troopers was supposed to make that happen.
Yeah.
Okay, does that wrap things up for us?
I think it does.
All right. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Be sure to find us on all podcast platforms as well as at silverscreeninsider.com. Wherever you're a movie theater needing some marketing supplies or movie information, we got you covered up at that website, and we just got some Disney stuff as well. So
Nice. Did we get for their combos?
yeah, for the stuff
So
that you
we-
guys are pretty much
We
playing.
have Empire Strikes Back images.
Yeah, we do have Empire Strikes
Everybody
Back images.
book Empire Strikes Back next week. We need a good Star Wars film to save us all.
Oh yeah. Not Rise of Skywalker, but that one will work.
Yeah, we forget that one exists.
Exactly.
It ended at Return of the Jedi just like it should have ended.
Fair enough.
Just like this podcast needs to
Yeah.
end.
Yes.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a good week. Have a happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day.
Happy birthday, America.
Yay, America.